Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again. We're here for some more great Dota 2 action. I'm Lyrical Dota, going to be joined as well by CCNC. We're going to be bringing you game number 2 of Flipside Tactics facing off against Team Liquid. Hope you guys enjoyed the break, had a little bit of time to grab yourself something to eat or some coffee, whatever else you wanted to have in your morning routine or afternoon routine or evening routine, wherever you are in the world. But CCNC, draft's looking different this time. It's a Faceless Void OD Axe Oracle. What do you think about this?
They let OD through as a bold play.
What do you think about OD? Because he has come back into the meta again. Omni Knight got a little bit nerfed, so that's a thing, but is he just still that indomitable monster in the mid lane?
Yeah, he's just unfair. A core having a save spell, like he basically has disruption, and it's just sort of weird that like you can have a support that can save core, and the core can also save the support. It's like, I don't know, it just seems weird and unfair. I don't know.
I guess there isn't really any other hero in the game that does that really, unless you talk about just like deleting some, but like when it's sort of like when a Luna gets ganked at level 6 and she just turns around and kills you, like that's the way that you save yourself, is you kill somebody, whereas you actually do just disrupt and save somebody. How do you combat that then as Team Liquid? Is there anything in particular you can do?
I mean, typically how you beat OD is either you gank him a whole lot or you just pick a team fight so drastically better than him that they can't really ever fight you, and so he's sort of in this weird position where he's like farming for items that like he's never really gonna be able to fight because you have like good catch and you just sort of like kill him. I think that's sort of what they're going for with like this Faceless Void Oracle, sort of in like mid game team fights. They can chrono him, they can Purifying Flames him over and over again, and try and just like burst him down. We'll see what other heroes they get if they sort of like continue to play in that style, but that's typically sort of how you have to play versus that hero because he's just unfair. Yeah. Well,
and speaking of saving heroes that can sometimes feel unfair, the Vengeful Spirit. So swapping out of Chronos, swapping out of Lasso, but Team Liquid are going to go back for the Chen now. Kind of an interesting one there. Whoa. I guess we've seen him get picked up every now and then. More often than not, it feels like it's art style, but he's made a bit of a comeback. What is it that teams look for with the Chen?
I think they picked it this game is because it's pretty good versus the OD. He's good at ganking the OD early on if you use your Astral aggressively, and Liquid has a hero that has kill potential. With the Chen, you can rotate in, and then after the kill, you can take his tower. You can just sort of sit in the lane and make the OD's life miserable. And then he's also not particularly good versus the Chen creeps because they're not illusions, so he doesn't get the bonus damage. You can get Ancients later on, and OD does nothing to those. And then also, Chen is just good at like team fighting. He can save heroes. He's got a nuke. Just overall, just pretty good versus the OD.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of an interesting look there. We're going to see a couple other bans that come out now. The Lifestealer obviously can be a huge problem with the Axe, as well as that TA. I'll mention real quickly, last night we were talking about casting together, and I was playing a pub at the time, and I literally have just been playing Axe, and I've been trying to see how quick you can get level 6 on Axe with Iron Talon jungle, which means I'm a terrible teammate, but you can get it at like 3 minutes and 45 seconds. It's kind of absurd how quickly this guy's jungles if left alone. Do you think that's what we're going to see, or do you think he needs to be more active early?
I mean, it's probably going to be a Void safe lane, so their safe lane isn't like super strong. It's a Void Oracle, so they may end up doing some sort of like dual lane thing. But if you aren't doing a dual lane with Axe, I think it's typically better to just put him in the jungle, because whenever you pick an Axe, he's typically your only form of initiation or your main form of initiation, and the hero that like is going to make moves for you in the mid game is a hero you want to make sure they succeed or like have a good start. Sort of like in the previous game, like what didn't happen, you know, their only hero that can like make moves in the mid game had a bad start, got shut down, and so they like, you know, they can't really do anything. And so like you want to put the Axe in a place where he can thrive, which is typically why people put him in the jungle, because you know you get your blink really fast, and then you do stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and that's the thing too that we've occasionally seen. Some people even not going for a blink first, but going for like a Vanguard, and then the Ancients get stacked up, and then it turns into this like monstrous hero that gets huge way earlier than everybody else. But it's going to be the Morphling that gets taken now as well. And this is another one of those heroes that, even though he got nerfed, it doesn't feel like it's that huge of a nerf.
Yeah, he's really good versus Void. He's not so great versus Chen because the Chen sort of like plays into what the Morphling is bad at, which is like pressuring early. But this Chen sort of has like this weird like dichotomy of interests now where he kind of wants to pressure the OD and he also wants to pressure the Morphling. So we'll see how they do that. I think the Chen may play more on top of the Batrider and try and crush that top lane because their top lane is very weak. Morphling Venge is a pretty garbage lane versus like a Batrider Chen.
Could you even think about switching it up then and putting the Axe top and try and aggro it, or does that not really work against Oracle Faceless Void?
Sort of depends. I mean, then the Chen can sort of like play around bottom as well. This Potamus doesn't really want to be there all the time. The Potamus wants to sort of like follow the Chen, and so I'm not really sure. Morphling's just not a great aggro hero. We'll see what they do. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's a tough one. They've definitely drafted a lineup that can snowball if given a good laning stage, but it's just a question of how you find that area given the pressure that a Chen exerts naturally. So kind of looking like an interesting draft. We'll see what Team Liquid's last hero is. Still looking for, I'm sure, the Miracle hero at this point. We've seen a couple of Faceless Voids in the mid lane, but it's not the most common thing in the world. And it is going to be the Sniper. All right, what do you think? Is that the hero? Is that the one?
I mean, they needed a hero with some right-click damage because all they have so far is like the Faceless Void, so they needed something that could scale. Sniper is like the sort of like the not necessarily a meme counter, but sort of like people are trying out now to see if he's like good versus OD. So I guess they're gonna try it out as well. It's good with Void. It's good with Oracle. They don't really have too many ways to jump the Sniper. Axe is like okay at jumping the Sniper. Not amazing. Venge is pretty good versus Sniper, but like not amazing as well. And the other heroes are just sort of like versus Sniper. So it's a pretty good Sniper game. It's alright.
All right, well, we'll see if Miracle is going to be able to make it work. Kind of a different look for him than I feel like I'm used to seeing, where you've got, you know, normally those huge playmaking heroes. This time it's a Sniper who can right-click people like nobody's business, but it's not an Invoker, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, it is not an Invoker.
Well, early movement out. Batrider, Mind Control. He's going to place a ward. Does get pinged out. Did they spot that?
Roger sees it this time. Yeah, he's going to get it this time. He won the coin flip.
Nice. Good stuff. Well, that sucks. That's a little unfortunate for them. And oh!
Oh my gosh.
That's the point where you question Mark in team chat, I think.
Oh my gosh. Yep. It's not as bad when you double smoke. That's actually a game losing mistake, but
yeah.
Oh well, it happens.
30 seconds.
I don't know. I always find that somewhat interesting too, is like the dynamics of the different regions and the way that they handle mistakes. You know, I think back to a place that we're both familiar with, the NA region, and there's certainly like I don't know, a style that when people make mistakes in there, you know, it is exhibited. Flame oriented, whereas in EU it feels like everything's maybe a little bit more nice. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's just my interpretation.
I don't know, my experience with like NA pubs compared to EU pubs, like NA people will like call you a moron and stuff like to your face, whereas EU people, like you can like feel them sort of like passive aggressively like being angry at you. Is my experience, whereas NA people will just tell you you're a moron.
Okay, good stuff. Well, maybe that's what they're doing right now. They're talking about each other behind the back. I don't know if you can set up like TeamSpeak, like side channels or something, but
they're like force deafening them or something.
Well, an interesting early game is sure to start taking off here. Of course, the other natural combination that you can get a little bit later on is the OD. Well, there's actually maybe a chicken snipe going to happen here. I don't know if Mirana's going to head that direction, but the OD arrow. You know, Astral into Arrow, which could be pretty strong as well. Looks like Kuro is going to be here first, and Roger will scout out his early farming movement.
Yeah. All right, you press the button. Roger needs to not miss this arrow.
How detrimental is this for a Chen losing your first creep?
It's pretty bad.
Really? Oh, poor Kuro. Left alone. Top lane, they're getting a little bit of damage onto Mind Control as well. They are going to get First Blood bottom at the same time, so Bulba able to take that one on the axe. They don't quite kill off Mind Control on the top, though.
Wow, that's not a kill that should happen. An Oracle Void definitely doesn't kill an Axe level 1, so I must have just played a little too aggressive, got kind of low, and rip.
I mean, Tubman doesn't even have bash. I don't even know how the heck that happened.
Yeah, they must have just traded like a lot, and he got like unlucky with spins or something, and then he got 2 seconds fortune ended, or 2.5, whatever the max is.
Jeez. Well, really unfortunate there. Sorry I missed the first blood, everybody, but it happens to the best of us, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Sadoy and Vanscore setting up again on mind control. Mid lane, are they actually going to be able to kill off the sniper? Miracle goes down, the rotation in. They found the Astral into arrow combination. They get the kill. Top lane turning on to Sadoy. He's taking a good bit of damage, and, well,
Let's get away from it, should be fine.
yeah, mind control instead might be the one that goes down. Vanscore's chasing here, and I mean, a couple more right clicks. He needs another one. Oh, it's not going to be able to get it. Real close, though.
He needed one more stick charge to have enough for Magic Missile.
That would have
He
been...
was hoping that mind control would turn around and press Q and stun him.
No. Well, this delayed movement up towards top by Kuro is going to be somewhat effective. Man, that clap did a lot of damage to Sadoy.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's a dead creep.
Marana has 3 CS, but they are all pretty impactful and almost level 3 for herself. Meantime, mid lane, astraling the sniper and just kind of making this sniper's life a living hell.
Yeah, these wards they have, the one on this hill and the one they have on the other hill by the hard camp, like they have wards like by both of the places this Chen is going to be in his bottom. Like they have so much information. The bottom is actually just destroying.
What was that? All right, Roger, a little bit of a misplay as far as the movement. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're still trying to man up against Tame My Wild on the OD. This has been a little bit of a Clown Town game, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, for sure. But like this Chen getting shut down like really early on, my control not having too great of a game. That's sort of paralleled by like the Axe not having an amazing game either. But like FlipSid's doing a much better job this game, like securing their lanes. Roger's been doing a ton of work. Like this Chen is not a happy camper right now. And then Morphling is having like a good lane as opposed to like last time. You know, he had like a good early game, but he started getting ganked and stuff.
Out of my way!
And like they wanted to really pressure this Morphling up top, but he's having a good lane this game, so things are going pretty well from his side so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Sashlo is now into the jungle. He's having an okayer time, but that first blood definitely... I guess it's more that just that it helped out the Faceless Void more than it hurt the Axe, but he's been able to recover, definitely. How do you, if you're Liquid now, respond to this? Because it feels like FlipSid are getting a lot of whatever they want.
I mean, it's sort of hard to do that much. You sort of have to just dodge the arrow, to be honest. Like he got the Satyr creep, luckily, and so he's sitting up here. He's pressing the blast or whatever, and like versus a bottom as a Chen, you just have to make sure you don't get your creep arrow. Like early on, it's sort of hard to not to, but looks like Vanscore is gonna get clicked.
Yeah, he's got a lot of damage coming out this way. No more arrow, and, well, almost down on charges. They don't have another Hadouken, and turns it back around with the stun onto the Satyr. Needs to dodge out the mind control damage. Mind control is going to drop Sadoy. Barely going to be able to survive through that, and it doesn't look like Vanscore is going to go down. So they don't find that kill. Bottom lane, Axe barely going to be able to walk away as well. A lot of action in these early stages.
Yeah, that 10 stick really turned that around. It's pretty bad because the Chen's creep died, so he has to get another creep. He has the level 2, so he wants to be having 2 creeps, but he only has the 1 for now. His thing's on cooldown, no mana, so he has to go back to base. Only level 3 at 5 minutes. This is not a good start for Kuroki.
It really hurts. And I mean, if you're a Chen, this is when you want to get your damage done. You want to make things happen early, and I mean, they're going to try and wrap around on the Tame My Wild in the mid lane with the Centaur, and maybe going to be able to find it, trying to dodge away. That might have been a little bit of a misplay. He is going to go down here.
Yeah, he aggressively used Astral. It's something you sort of have to do. Like it's a key part of your laning, but whenever you do, you put yourself at risk to get stunned. They played a little bit too aggressive. Was on cooldown for just a couple more seconds, and Kuroki with a nice rotation after a pretty crummy early game.
Well, bottom lane, they did find that kill as well as they used the first Chronosphere while they were killing off the OD in the mid lane. And it looks like Sidoi is going to try and mess around a little bit with mind control again. Very interesting start to this, as they're trying to set up on the sniper in the mid lane. But
Yeah. Miracle smells what's cooking. Oh.
yeah, they got him. They realize what's going on, and now Roger should go down. No more mana for Purifying Flame, so cancels the Assassinate.
Oh, that's an army. Roger, run.
Well, he took a creep before he left. And able to take a second one there, but yeah, Miracle gets his in the end.
Yeah. They just I don't know how they knew he was there. I guess they must saw him like looking around or something like that, or just figured he was there. I don't know. Oh wow, they're stealing the stack. This is actually so huge.
Top lane. Meantime, mind control maybe gonna go down here. They're looking for it, but yeah, they do come over there and take that stack. Soshlo barely gonna be able to survive through that.
Bulba didn't charge his Q. I think he held that. I think they may have gotten this OD.
Radiant's
Looks like he's gonna be able to walk it off now.
Oh, trying to deny. He gets the deny. Nicely played there.
Some man got padding.
That hurts. It's frustrating.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, who do you feel like is feeling more comfortable at this early stage? Like, obviously right now it's Liquid with a little bit of a lead, but is that to be expected given the flip side draft?
I don't know. I think the Tomaman's having a good game. That's like a lot of where the lead is coming from. Miracle's also having quite good CS versus the OD. That lane typically does go sniper favored in form of, or it's like okay for sniper. It's like 50-50ish. But the OD dying early on, Miracle getting that kill puts him in a good place. But I think FlipSid is fine with this because this Axe is probably going to be able to get a reasonably timed blink. Because this Chen has been shut down so hard, so they aren't going to be able to pressure as hard as they did last game, so the Liquid or FlipSid will have a little more time to get like their blinks online, hit their timing, and Liquid is sort of the one on the timing flow.
Oh, Sidoi switching over to Strength Form, going to be able to waveform out of there. Kuro is maybe in trouble. All right, the Chronosphere onto 2. Mirana takes down the Chen in the end, but they might lose Roger here. The Morphling also died. Vanscore going down. Kind of a bloodbath up here for FlipSid, and Soshlo is going to rotate in, but I don't think that he can really stick around. Tame My Wild trying to turn now onto that Oracle. He is going to go down as well. They have no Sanity's Eclipse, and with Miracle rotating as well, I need to be really careful about this. He can kind of just run over you if you're not careful.
Yeah, this that was like such a nice rotation by Liquid, going up there with the Chronosphere, the 2-man on the Morphling. I think it was the bench.
Oh,
It was 3 kills.
Miracle? He's dead. They find him.
Yeah, nice arrow. Wasn't even Astral setup, I don't think. Just an arrow.
Yeah, Mirana making plays all game long.
This the early in the first few minutes, Sidoi had a free lane, but as the back got more levels, the Chen like slowly recovered from the or got a few more levels after that like horrendous first couple of minutes. This Morphling is starting to get pressured a lot more. They're starting to sort of open a gap between the cores, but Miracle dying there sort of resets a little bit.
Ooh, they might set up for another arrow here. I don't know if they'd be able to find it, but at least steal away a little bit of CS from this Void. That's so frustrating to play against. What do you think about Void going for this Shadow build, the Lincoln Sphere?
I don't know. I think it's all right. It's like he's not in a big hurry right now. He doesn't need to be like super fighting all the time, and since they are sort of like weak on damage this game, he needs to be more of a or weak on right click. Like snipers, not like doesn't do that much damage sort of in the mid game, and so I think he's going for more of a carry oriented build instead of like Vlad's Manta, that sort of thing. He'll probably try and be more farming oriented because they are sort of low on damage, and Lincoln sort of like plays into that because you're basically just unkillable and you sort of walk around and rice and then press chrono.
Oh man, and wrapping around Matumba Man here will run into Tame My Wild. That breaks the smoke though. It would have been nice for him to find it, but it looks like meanwhile Mirana is going to pop her ultimate, turns onto Void. They do have the follow-up call if they want to do it, as well as the arrow drops onto Matumba Man. He still can't off that Chronosphere if he wants. saved by the Oracle as well, and he should be able to heal back up. Well, Bulba dropping low. They pull back in Sidoi, in some trouble now as well. They drop the Chronosphere, connects onto Mind Control as well. Sashlo's going to drop first, and maybe they can kill off Sidoi. A ton of stomps, and they do end up bringing down that Morphling now. Hand of God coming out, keeping the rest of their side very alive. Matumba Man looking for a bash, but the Assassinate as well as that Hadouken will be more than enough. 3 dead in the mid lane and only cost them an Oracle. Chen is starting to actually make stuff happen now that they're not killing off every one of his creeps.
Yeah, flip side with quite a bit of an overextension, Sidoi leaped in with no replicates, and then like at the last second when he was trying to waveform out, he got time dilated, so he was just sitting there with his waveform on 1 second cooldown.
Roger?
That was close.
That's real close. Mind Control might be dead now, though. If they stick around too long, they might be able to find a kill and return. Assassinate back up in 7 seconds. Arrow's going to connect on Matumba Man. He's going down. They do find that kill. So, looks like Liquid, again, you talked about this in the last game, overextending at various points, sticking around a little bit too long. Are we seeing a similar thing here?
Yeah, it sort of feels like it. It seems like the story of this series, Liquid just sort of outplaying Flipside and then outplaying themselves every once in a while and giving Flipside glimmers of hope. This game's not near as one-sided as the last one.
Well, in Sashlo now, he's still getting closer to that Blink Dagger, but a little ways away. Kuroki far away from his mechanism. It feels like these timings, the only hero that really feels like he's on track to where he should be right now is the OD, who's already got drums, and I'm assuming that this is building into a 4-staff next.
Yeah, it's probably a 4-staff. This isn't a great Hood game. Because he's sort of just like, he doesn't really need to like survive through a lot of the bursts, because what's like the only way they kill him really, or like the optimal way to burst him is they just like chrono him or they lasso him or something, and they have the bench swap for that, and so he doesn't really need the Hood to like survive through the immediate burst. The 4-staff is sort of better to be able to maneuver himself, get defensive astrals on heroes, like if there's an assassinate coming in or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Force is also just, builds into Dragonlance, it's a good item.
Yeah, totally. Well, Miracle in the meantime building into a Dragonlance of his own. And the Sniper has definitely gotten a decent amount done so far. 4, 2, and 2 is the score so far with 62 last hits. We've almost got the Blink Dagger up on Mind Control. And it looks like Flipside are ready to mount an offensive of their own as Roger and Tame My Wow, they're going to be pushing down this Tier 1 tower in the top lane. With Vanscore there as well, they probably should be able to get this one for free.
Yeah, it may take a little while though.
Sashlo, they're wrapping around in the mid lane actually. Sidoi is going to be there as well. They have the Assassinate, not quite enough damage, but they will find that Morphling if they break the Invis. Nope, not going to get it.
They almost got him. That was really close. The wand or the stick saved them, just barely.
Yeah. That was close. I mean, that's also really close to his Blink Dagger as well, so you start thinking about if that gets delayed further, how rough that could be for them. But in the meantime...
He's about to take that wild TP bottom, and they're all rotating down here. He's sort of trapped.
Yeah.
He's moving back. He's good.
They'll be fine for the moment, it looks like. That would have been pretty bad if they got caught out there. In the meantime, Roger's going to throw out an arrow. Ooh, almost caught Miracle there. But it looks like Liquid want to fight. They've got all of Kuro's creeps up on the high ground.
Middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, Flipside's doing the right thing. They know exactly where they are. The Morphling's pushing top, and they're just making sure they don't die. So, well, I say that.
Now looking, maybe going to find. They do not have a Blink Dagger, but they've got a lot of disable, and Fortune's End's going to connect. Gets the self-astral off. The rest of his team isn't going to quite be here in time, though, it looks like. And they do find one stomp. Tame My Wild. He's just going to go down. No great way to save him.
Yeah, they knew exactly where they were. It was sort of one of those moments where you know where they are and you know they're gonna try and kill you, but you just
oh my god, that was a pretty good stun coming in from Venge. Vanscore will pay for it, but they get the Morphling out, and that's what's important.
Yeah, last patch the Void might or the Morphling might have died there because he would have flame broken the trees, but no longer.
Oh my god, Sashlo test to face, Hadouken, everything. Brought down to about a quarter HP. Mind Control, still no Blink Dagger, though he does have the money for it. and can't catch up.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go buy from the side shop.
Well, how do you feel about this game as it goes on? Like, Morphling still hasn't been shut down tremendously hard. If he starts to get more and more farm up and online for himself, do Liquid have what they need to deal with him in the late game, or does he really start to become a problem later?
Much later on, maybe so, but as of now, I think Liquid is fine to be able to deal with him. Morphling is typically only a huge issue if he's really far ahead, because then he's impossible to kill, and then also he's getting close to damage items. But as it is now, Liquid is far enough ahead to where they can keep map control, and they can sort of accelerate their own items to where he's not like this unkillable force, and they can also get like more defensive items, get BKBs, or not BKBs, they don't only have BKB heroes, but it's not a BKB game, but like get items that make it to where whenever he does get to that E-blade or whatever he's going, he doesn't have as much kill potential. So I think Liquid's actually fine versus this Smart.
Alright, we'll see. Tame My Wow in the meantime is going to run into the sniper. Axe jumps forward, doesn't catch the call, and is instead just going to be pulled back in. Matu is here as well, and might just be able to kill off Tame My Wild, looking to see if they can find him. He's going to head off the other direction, but with the Moonlight Shadow wearing off, TP actually got out of there. All right. See ya.
6.89 or F or whatever.
That was good stuff. All right. Got the damage reduced, but still pretty tanky and comfortable doing it.
Yeah, the Morphling and the Venge should get this the bot tower. They're sticking around as a pair if this Morphling has more damage from the Venge Sora and just splitting lanes because they realize they cannot fight Liquid 5v5 right now. The Shrapnels, the Chrono, and like the Chen heals. They just have like their 5-man is so strong for Liquid right now.
They are very tanky, and I mean the other problem that I feel like is they also have just such a great hero for sieging down these towers with the sniper. It's basically the perfect guy for it, and hitting from the low ground, don't have to worry about that. We do have Mirana building into an Aghanim Scepter, still a little ways away for that support hero, but she's gotten a lot done, and might be something. Oh god, she might actually go down though. Gotta get out of there, buddy. Mid lane, Chrono, Tame My Wild, caught, swapped out. He's gonna get out of there.
Nice force that. Oh. He's got a force that. Should be fine.
Force staff, yep. Like you were saying, gonna try and get out of there.
Slow. Oh, he got
Fortune's End connecting. They do have another call. Matu is able to dodge it. And Tame My Wild still in some trouble, has the Sanity's Eclipse. They need a bash, and they do find it. Oracle finds the kill in the end. And now Kuro trying to dodge out and maybe find a kill on Roger. He is in some trouble too. Oh, flip side, save your buddy syndrome is in full effect. Sadoy is here now as well. I don't know if they can actually find a kill though. Kuro gonna be caught. There's the waveform away, the flame break back. He's in trouble. Switching over to strength form to the best of his abilities, but they got the centaur stomps onto him now as well. Vanscore throws out the stun, test of faith, everything thrown back their direction. Waveform forward, but it looks like with the Oracle ulti, Sadoy might just go down finally. Out of mana, out of time, diving tier 4s. Liquid don't even care. They kill off everybody. Flip side, what started as a gank near where the tier 1 used to be ends up chasing all the way to tier 4s.
Oh yeah. The missed call wasn't great. The Bulba getting the purge off there at the last second, getting the full duration purge. They probably should have just left him whenever the arrow missed. Oh.
They do find the kill on a miracle. They dropped the Sanity's Eclipse for it. That felt like it was stop diving our base. That was one of those ultis.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. Once again, Liquid wins a fight. They overextend a little bit, lose a couple of heroes, and give back a little bit of what they just got.
It does
Round 5.
It feels a little sloppy. There's not that like cohesion. I feel like that was the thing that was the embodiment of Liquid leading up to TI6 was just a lineup that were like cool, calm, collected. Hey. Shout out to you. But also just didn't really make mistakes like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is just sort of new team, getting used to the chemistry, playing together, and we'll see if they can work those issues out as it goes on. And it's not like, it's not like super crazy bad, but little pickoffs like that do add up, and they're gonna lose Roshan, which is actually pretty big.
Now Aegis on Sadoy. He is getting closer towards those damagey items as we have the Blink Dagger reveal from Tame My Wild, and it doesn't really do much except to set up for a gank. Maybe Miracle gets caught by the arrow mid-leap. They catch him, though, and meanwhile, the Fate's Edict going to keep Roger alive for the moment, but he is finally going to go down. The save from OD will not be enough to keep him alive, it looks like. And meanwhile, Lincoln's broken Monsadoy. He should be able to get out of here, though. This is... Man, the Chen creeps are doing a lot of damage. Chronosphere drops onto Tame My Wild, though. He is going to die. And Sadoy, I don't think he has enough damage to man up against them. Sashlo catches a really big call. Is it enough? They kill off Mind Control. Sadoy's still alive. Swap back. Matumbo Man there trying to make his escape, but is finally going to be brought down with the Aegis at least. And again, flip side, they lose 5 heroes in the mid lane. Trying to man up against Miracle, goes after Kuro, spreading out damage a lot, and I think at the end of the day, it's just going to end up being a kill. Sadoy is going to drop there. The Assassinate comes in and finishes him off.
Yeah, they keep trying to fight them whenever they have their old stuff. They just got their Aegis. I think it was much better if they just sat back, sort of split the map again, waited for the Morphin to get more items. They keep underestimating how ridiculously strong Liquid's 5-man is. They pay the price.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see if Liquid back off for a moment, and if maybe they're not going to overextend this time. But I still have been pretty impressed with them, in spite of those little hiccups here and there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Chen's recovery this game after the first really bad couple of minutes, putting the pressure on the top lane, they played the 5 to 10 minute mark like really well, and it set them up, especially that gank top where the would rotate up.
Miracle again caught out, and unfortunately will go down.
Yeah,
well,
the Force Blink Astral is very difficult to get away from.
It's a tough one. So they do find him. Again, the sniper going to go down. And, I mean, in spite of the fact that the kills are pretty heavily into the favor of Liquid, it's not an insurmountable lead that they've built. It's about 5,000 and 7,500 experience, respectively. I do start to wonder if it remains this even later game, if Sadoy can just start exploding like the Oracle or the Chen.
Yeah, we'll see. He is going the E-Blade, so I wonder if like the Chen or the Oracle is going to go pipe. Probably the Chen.
Oh, they pull back one. Tame My Wild again in some trouble. Vanscore does have swap to get him out of there, and can use it now if they want. Oh, Vanscore! Oh, that hurts. That hurts to see. They still do have Moonlight Shadow, and now they found Vanscore as well. He's going to just try and save his buddy's life. Runs into the abyss of a bunch of heroes. Sadoy split pushes top.
That was actually a perfect chrono. He knew exactly where the Venge was going to try and swap from, and caught them both on the lip, on the edges of the chrono.
Oh. Nicely played, indeed. I like Sashla going back for the Force Staff as well. It feels like it's the type of game where you just need that long-range initiation against the sniper. And in the meantime, Roger's going to try and cut the creep wave here. Is maybe going to pay for this one. Has a leap available, and TP. Oh, Flame Break doesn't work like that, but they still find the kill.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yep.
attack.
He's getting close to his eggs though. Only 500 off now after a couple of those kills they got. When they do the tower bottom, he got one of them, and I think kind of got like a 700, 800 gold bounty or something like that. So he's getting close.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, need to hold off this offensive that's coming in from Liquid. The Maelstrom Sniper is probably going to cause some trouble. Well, they jump forward, get a call onto one, and a little bit of a weird Force Staff that looked like it was going to come out. Matu controlled for the moment again. They have a lot of damage from Tame My Wild, but don't extend into it. So, all right, they're going to be fine.
Yeah, Liquid without the chrono, without the bat there, no lasso. They don't have a way to lock people down. Flipside just sort of walk away.
Yeah.
They got some int, farm a little faster.
It's the dream.
Yeah, that 8 int value.
They're smoking now, heading over towards the Roche pit. They're going to run into each other. Sadoy, first person there, is going to have to wait for him away. The call, not going to connect onto that many. Mind control, push forward, is going to drop. OD drops the Sane's Eclipse in the meantime, jumps forward. Vanscore a little bit out of position himself. The rest of Liquid is there. They do find a really good call, though, and Miracle barely saved at the last second. He is going to not be able to survive through the end of it, though, and Sadoy trying to get out of there. Need to switch over, replicates away with just over 100 HP, and he should be able to live through this. Has the TP out, maybe Bash. Oh no, Matumba. Oh, he's gonna be able to find it, and they do find the kill.
And Miracle had the Mjolnir for that fight, and they were just like tearing themselves apart. They were trying to kill him because he got swapped into the middle of the fight, but I don't think they realized he had Mjolnir. And they all just got shredded by the lightning procs.
Oh. He did do a lot of damage. 4,200 damage by that sniper. And a lot of that inside of the Chronosphere.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, right before that, like he had gotten like 2 or 3 lightning procs, and they all got Chronos. They're all just like 200 HP, and Matoma Man just like glides around like a dove and beats them all to death.
I love that description, like a dove. That's great. Well, 32-13, and it's been a fairly pronounced increase into the favor of Liquid in spite of those couple of kills they've given up. If you're FlipSid now, what's the play? You've got the Ags on Mirana. Do you try and team fight into them again with like a good, Moonlight Shadow, or do you just need to find pickoffs at this point?
Yeah, I think they need to just sort of farm up, get core items. They're sort of in a weird place because there's not really any items that allow them to actually fight Liquid. So they just sort of have to try and like bait them to use like their ults, like bait a Chrono on somebody, maybe swap them out, then just like lose the bench, and then go take the fight after that. They have to sort of fight whenever their cooldowns are down, and hope they get like a good fight, get a good jump on somebody. It's just really difficult to find like good initiations because this Oracle is a Blink Dagger now, and like the Chrono's level 3 now, so the cooldown is much lower. Their timings are very, very slim. It requires they have to get Liquid to waste spells and then capitalize on it perfectly.
Oh, Roger. Whew. Miracle almost found that kill there, but wasn't able to get it in time. Nonetheless, though, it's still feeling like this is sort of Liquid's games to lose at this point. They've gained a pretty significant advantage. Formatu can probably go back into the Diffusal Blade now if he wants to as well. Just suck away all that mana from the OD in the midst of a Chrono.
Yeah, and it also just works really well with the Manta. You can't kill the illusions very easily whenever it's at a Chrono, and you just, like you said, just drain all the mana.
Well, nonetheless, it feels like the game has definitely slowed down a little bit since that Roche fight. Nobody around the Roche area. There hasn't been really the greatest vision either from FlipSid. It's been a tough one for them. They do almost catch Matu there, but not going to be able to get it.
That guy's got a jump.
Goes forward. Looking for it. All right, on to Sash though. E-Blade comes out, Manta style away. Still fine for the moment, and it looks like they are just going to be able to find that kill. Unstoppable streak. Matumba Man is large and in charge at this point. Very scary indeed, and not able to catch out Sadoy on that Morphling, unfortunately.
Yeah, they do save the gem, though, on the axe. They almost got him. That would have been a disaster.
Sadoy? He's still in trouble. They have another Force Staff for mind control. Flame push into the lasso. Sadoy in some trouble now. Can they find this kill? Trying to get it, and he is going to go down.
The replicate was in between the tier 1 or the tier 2 and the tier 1 tower, and it got glimpsed by one of the towers, and mind control TP'd there immediately. Saw that and got on top of him because he knew he had no replicate. Really nice play.
Good stuff, mind control. Not often that you see those sort of late game TPs in the midst of a fight to find the kill, but catches that slippery Morphling, and now FlipSid in a lot of trouble. They're getting the tier 2 pressured, and it feels like Liquid aren't really going to stop here.
Yeah, they want to force him back at the very least. Once they see him come back, they may back up, but like making sure they can stop all the split push pressure on the lanes is really huge. Continuing to like shut down this OD's farm because he's not in a happy place right now farm wise.
Oh, Sashlo gets bashed in the middle of his call. Oh no. And that is going to be Matumba Man being able to go back in as well. God, the sniper does so much damage from the low ground. They're just hitting away at this. And how do you fight into this type of a lineup? You tried to go for the call, you immediately get bashed. They're force staffing him forward. They do have a swap available, but with the Lincoln Sphere up and online, they can't really do it. Jump forward on a Miracle Arrow, gonna connect. Nicely played there. They don't have the sniper damage in this fight. They're able to swap out one and Astral the other. In the meantime, they do get the bash onto Tame My Wild. He's starting to drop low. Mind Control also is gonna start to go ham. They pull back in another. That's the buyback immediately from the Mirana. Drop the Sane's Eclipse. It doesn't actually do all that much. Gets some mana drain. They do catch an arrow onto Bulba. A little bit unfortunate there. But nonetheless, with Venge down, it's scary to walk into this and not have that save possibility. They have another call available from Axe if they want to go for it. Catch on to Matsu. This time, a lot of damage being dealt. Can they bring him down? They get the last second. Okay, the Astral will end up killing him off. In the meantime, though, trying to get out of there. Roger's going to die back in the base. Oh, no. Chen is diving towers. You've got Sadoy who's about to go down. Everything's falling apart for FlipSid, and you've got OD who can try and, you know, deal some damage, but if they get on top of him, he's just gone.
Yeah, they are getting overrun.
Oh my goodness. Tame My Wild push back again.
Stop.
Yeah, not sure if it's going to do enough. Trying to bring down Miracle. Bulba keeps on Fate's Edicting the OD as well, so he just can't do that damage that he needs to.
Yeah, there was that arrow was like really nice. It gave FlipSid actually a pretty good shot in that fight, considering what happened. Bulba was sort of he decided not to use his ult on Miracle to take off the stun, and so they didn't really have the Miracle's damage during like the majority of that fight. And like even in like those perfect scenario, like they don't hit like an amazing chrono. The OD is able to get some hits off. The sniper isn't right clicking. Like the fight still just doesn't go that well. Liquid's just like their team fight is just so much better. It's just so hard for FlipSid to take fights, even during perfect criteria.
Yeah, definitely. And to me, it feels like there's so many ways. Not only that their team fight is strong, but there's so many ways that Liquid can outplay them. Whereas FlipSid, you run in with an OD and you right click people. Occasionally you drop a Sane's Eclipse, and sure you have those Astrals to save at the last second, but I don't know, when you look at like Oracle being able to Fate's Edict off all that damage, as well as defend his allies, there's so many ways that the lineup from Liquid can take the fight. And everything, even when it's going perfect for FlipSid, is just not nearly enough.
Yeah, Liquid, it seems like they really understand how to play around this OD. They pressured him early on, they ganked him a couple of times, they took his towers, they picked this Chen versus him. They picked a lineup that's very good versus team fighting. Like once again, they played around all of OD's weaknesses. They picked like the perfect draft versus him, and this OD really, like, you haven't really felt that much of an impact from him. Like he's had a couple of nice saves. He got the kill on the Void there with the Astral, but it's like he hasn't been like this game-breaking hero that OD typically is, because Liquid's just like played really well around him. They've understood how to beat the hero, its weaknesses, and I think that's like been one of the biggest things that's like put Liquid in a good place this game.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, if you are going to be giving away the OD, you definitely need to know how to play against it. And it's almost to this point where it's like if a team lets it through, you kind of have to like give yourself pause, think, do they know something that we don't know, or they, whatever, just have an idea of what needs to happen?
Yellow's pinging him.
Miracle needs to talk to Matumba Man. He's had enough. Oh no. It's like, I don't want to play on this team anymore. Matumba Man's getting hit by arrows. Everybody else saw it.
He's actually got hit by like 5 arrows this game. It's kind of ridiculous.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. He like pinged him out, and then
he did the X ping too.
Yeah. I think that was Bulba that was pinging him. He's like, dude, what are you doing? Well, it happens. It looks like we've got Miracle back in the game. He's rejoined Liquid. And
yeah, they had to talk Talk's over. They're good now. No more arrows.
Sniper is going back for the Eagle song now as well. That is also just going to exponentially increase their damage output. So Sidoi right now, we've seen Morphlings take over the game. We've seen them just dismantle the opposing teams. What does he need to get to that stage? Is Manta style enough to allow split pushing towers to just cause problems for Liquid?
I mean, I think he needs like 15 items for
Okay.
It's like the sniper now is a completed butterfly, and I think like what they have to do is maybe he gets like maybe he goes Manta, maybe he goes like Blink or something. I think the only way they can take these fights is the Morphling getting on top, blowing up a hero, and then like axe jumping another hero, like Morphling having enough burst damage to like kill the Oracle or something, and then axe jump somebody else, and they take the fight that way. Because if this like otherwise the Oracle is just gonna save whoever he E-blades, and then he has no more damage left, and the sniper is like the Lightning Lord. He attacks so fast with the Mjolnir, and he's just gonna get overrun. I think it's pretty grim. The scenarios where they take fights, they just have to. It has to be like a perfect scenario, and I'm not actually sure if he can burst this Oracle with a combo. Maybe if he can, it'll be really really close.
Right. Yeah, I mean, an Oracle can usually get off Fate's Edict in time, that will keep him alive. Well, we've got a little...
I'm sorry.
I was just saying that we've got a little bit of a pause while we're waiting for Sniper to get back into the game. I'm zoomed in on the Void right now, and when he's stunned, he looks like the Resident Sleeper emote. I don't know, to me at least. But it had nothing to do. You're giving this great analysis, and I'm just over here memeing. I'm sorry, man.
I mean, memes are more valuable than analysis. Let's be real here. Memes sell.
Fair enough. Well, it looks like the movement in, a little bit of an awkward engagement. They're going to find Roger, catch the lasso onto him on the other side of the fight. Sniper's just going to start to be able to go to town on these guys. Sasha actually forced away as his Van score, and it looks like that should be the tier 1 tower defended. Matumpa Man trying to get the Chronosphere onto the Morphling, not going to be able to find it.
Yep. Yeah, they do get away with the Morphling. Just lose the bottom, but looks like Liquid's gonna run it down mid. They have the Aegis on Matumpa Man. It's gonna walk over probably pretty soon after that wave, and the siege shall begin. Looks like.
Yep, they're ready to go. And tier 3's already gone in the mid lane. We've got Barracks starting to be hit by Miracle, and man, there is just not much they could do. Blinks away from the adaptive strike even. Small bit of damage they wanted to ramp up. It's just not going to happen.
OD's working towards that Hex, actually getting pretty close as the Mystic Staff, and 1,500 gold, trying to get some pressure going top, but there are more urgent matters happening at his base.
Oh, they catch the lasso onto Sashlo, gonna pull him back. Vanscore keeps it alive, but Matumpa Man gets hit by an arrow again. I don't know if this one's gonna matter, but jumps forward. Chronosphere dropped onto Sidoi. Meanwhile, Miracle gonna have to turn back around. Fate's Edict for the moment. Chansey can't attack, and, well, trying to bring down Tame My Wild. Oracle kills off Mirana. Tame My Wild gonna drop to Miracle, and now it's starting to look like Liquid are just gonna be able to take it all, kill off the axe as well, why don't ya? Bat Rider gets the kill onto him. Matumpa Man saved. And with all of these barracks dropping, with the tier 4 soon to follow, it is looking very difficult. Tame My Wild dropped. Well, Self-Astral, they jump forward, they kill off Miracle. All right, 1,200 gold going into his pocket. Now turns on to Matumpa Man, still in a lot of trouble, trying to switch over to Strength form, but just not tanky enough. And Tame My Wild now going to go down as well. Chen finds the kill in the end. Test of Faith comes up positive. And Sidoi, yeah, they're ready to go on him. Well, Matumpa Man takes off all of that damage, slowed down, Diffusal Blade, gone is his mana, and Vanscore is going to drop.
Yeah, that's a 30k gold lead.
This is a rough one. This game is snowballed out of control. Oh god. Get out of my game. That's what this says. And there is going to be a dead Chen. Matumpa Man, oh my god, get out of there, buddy. You don't want to get caught by any more arrows. He is going to get saved for a moment. Turning now onto Sidoi again. Diffusal Blade there. Dropped low, possibly. He is still going to live through that because Time Walk and Oracle ulti. Godlike streak for Bulba, who's now been able to pick off another one. He's got himself a Dagon and a half, as it looks like Roger might end up dropping as well. Mirana, no great way to survive. They're diving fountain. They don't care. Faceless Void Dagon's the Mirana. Yeah, they're over it.
They're just getting brutalized at this point. And the misery, they're called the GG.
GG ends up getting called indeed, and it looks like we're going to end up finishing off this series 2-0. Liquid take it. Is this what you would have expected coming into this game?
I'm not sure. I think Liquid definitely played their draft really well. They understood what to do with the Chen. Going into it, I thought it would be maybe a little more close, but just a couple of early rotations within the chrono, like just setting up, getting early map control. Liquid just played really well this game, except for like that tier 2 tower bottom. The game was pretty clean. Mind control with that nice pick off on the Morphling. Just a lot of really good plays. That sick chrono, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. It's an absolute pleasure casting for you guys again at Lyrical Dota, at CCNC Dota 2. That's our Twitter handles if you want to follow us there for our natural sellout moments. But more importantly, we're going to be back in just a little bit. We've got our next series of the day. It's Secret versus Ad Finum. I want to get your thoughts real quickly on these two teams, where you think they're going to place relative to each other, keeping in mind that just the other day, Ad Finum did get knocked out of Summit 6 qualifiers by VP, if I'm not mistaken, in the grand finals.
I don't know. Seemed like Liquid was on sort of another level. It seems like they are, day by day, game by game, coming more and more into their style. Playing, they're definitely playing cleaner than they have in the past couple of days. So we'll see what happens. But Liquid definitely seems more of just a crisper team, better execution, understand what to do better a little bit.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, stick around. We'll be back in just a little bit. I'll throw on a countdown timer for all you fine folks out there, play some wonderful music, and it's just going to be lovely. We're going to have ourselves a grand old time. Stick around, everybody. See you guys in a bit.
Bye-bye.
bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.